Seraphim17 once again, introducing you to my Halo 4 Legendary Difficulty video walkthrough. This is Mission 8, the final mission of the game, and it is entitled Midnight. So this is the Halo Trench Run equivalent. You're flying this vehicle, which I do believe is new to the series. Not too sure about that. I've never seen one, and I've got to admit, I do enjoy how this vehicle controls. Occasionally it can kind of screw you with how it turns and how it banks, and pretty much if you touch anything in this sequence you're going to die. It's just, you know, the nature of the beast. And the first time I played this through on my first run on Legendary, I died about twice. On my recording run, I hit every single wall you can physically hit, and I don't even know why. It was just really unlucky. I kept hitting everything. It was really bad, but like that, look at that. How the hell did I survive that? No idea. But this section isn't too bad. The checkpoints are a little bit more spaced than you'd expect for something that is, you know, this much of trial and error if you touch things, but it's definitely not going to stop you beating the game if you get here. And anybody who's ever played Star Wars Rogue Squadron on the, I think it started on the N64, I could be wrong, it might have just been GameCube. No, I'm saying N64. There was a lot of fog in them games, and GameCube didn't have fog. Yeah. So if you've ever played those games, you're going to be more than well initiated with this kind of gameplay. And those games were fucking hard, let me tell you that. I'm so glad I'm not making walkthroughs to them, because I wouldn't be able to, because those games were tough as balls. I always remember there was a night mission where you had to trip up, I think, 3 of the 8080 walkers, and tripping them up on those controls back in those days when mechanics kinda didn't work, that was hard as shit for, you know, a young gamer at the time. But this is interesting, because this is a vehicle section on a final mission of a Halo, but it isn't at the end. And a lot of people have come to expect the epic vehicle moment at the end of the game. And this is a spoiler alert, guys. This is the only vehicle section of the final mission. And I think a lot of people are going to be kind of diverse about that. Because part of it is Halo tradition, but this is not Halo. This is the new Halo. This is the, you know, the fresh new direction for the series. So, like, are you glad that this is here to have this novelty, you know, vehicle moment? Or would you have preferred the crazy fucking Warthog sections at the end, which I used to hate? It is an interesting topic. One thing I will say though, once again drifting kind of into spoiler territory, but if you're if you're watching this video and you've not beat the game yet, either you don't have an Xbox or you're not interested in spoilers, so hopefully, you know, you're the latter. But there's no final boss on this game, and don't get me wrong, Halo has never really handled boss fights, what I would say, with any kind of care. Like, there was those stupid Prophet fights on Halo 2, which essentially just looked like you were beating up an old age pensioner when you got on their mobility scooter and started punching them in the false teeth. And something always sat funny with me with those sections. They were hilarious, but they didn't really reflect the epic that was supposed to be happening. Then the other ones, like taking, is it the Allspark? That stupid fucking Wheatley robot thing that you had to fight on Halo 3? What was that about? Get your hammer of dawn and shoot the floating television. That was a bad one too. And there might have been others, but I can't really remember. All I remember is, you know, they've never really done bosses, and for a pretty old school first person shooter at this point, bosses could probably benefit it a little bit, I think. Because I'm so old fashioned, guys, I love bosses. I would play a game that was nothing but bosses, I really would, and I'd enjoy it. Because there's just something about having a huge enemy that's detailed and complex and just learning how to overcome it. But instead, we get a room filled with flying iPods that spawn in enemies, which is great. But luckily enough, you're given this drum-barreled saw, which is extremely damaging when used correctly. I just don't like it because it's hard to aim, and it's, you know, I'm a precision guy, I'm not the dude who runs around as the heavy in Team Fortress 2. But keep on shooting, keep on doing your thing, and the door in front of me now, if you run towards it, I believe it opens up, but I get a little bit lost in this section because you'll have to excuse me when I say everything looks the fucking same. And the waypoint on this game is terrible. It really is. It assumes you know where you're going at all times and very rarely points you in the right direction. And I don't know, maybe that's because I'm playing on Legendary and the HUD elements are toned down, but it's still not very good, because navigating is never generally the difficult part of a difficulty. The only thing that is tweaked is obviously the damages, the health ratios, the enemies, and all that kind of stuff. So it does seem like a very strange thing for them to alter. But now that we've moved into another area, we're introduced to a shotgun knight using a scatter shot, or whatever it's called. He's got backup there, which we need to take down. And there was another one who's just the standard knight, so just be careful, use your distance, use these guns to your ability. They're exceptionally accurate and very damaging. Like, I tell you what I would like in a Halo game. I would like an option for the campaign to be SWAT rules. Just imagine that. Like, what is SWAT? 2 bullet headshots, I think. 1 bullet takes your shield, the other bullet kills you. If that was in the campaign, that would be sexy. Because the thing with the ammo on these guns is it's almost as if the ammo is balanced to normal difficulty, where a couple of battle rifle shots probably kills an elite, but you put it on Legendary and you use half your gun, and he's still running around doing a John Travolta. It's interesting. Because I'm kind of a voyeur in someone else's franchise at this moment, because I'm not a Halo player. And there's things that I would do if I was personally making this game that I would change. But I do think a lot of the things I would change as a creative would be a lot of the things that make up Halo's identity. And that probably rouses the question, should that be done? Because at a certain moment, you've got to respect what came before, but with the same logic, you've got to look to something different. You can't keep making the same game. And there's reference to this in music, like the fans of bands who want the band to keep releasing the same album that they cherished, and bands will never do that because that's the end of creativity. And what's the point in retreading old ground? I mean, you can only play the same songs for so long before you put a shotgun in your mouth and get forever remembered for writing good music. Oh, this is an interesting moment. I get rushed by a knight and I'm using a suppression, which is one of the worst weapons on the game in my opinion, because it's essentially just an SMG that fires for days but doesn't do much. It's kind of the equivalent of a feather duster. But against the knights, it is surprisingly decent at times, as long as you can keep strafing to stay alive. Here's me underusing the armour ability, which is the sentry, which would have definitely saved my ass earlier, but this is one of those moments where I'm in a situation that would be easy if my battle rifle and my light rifle were both loaded, and they weren't, and it turned significantly more difficult. And that is literally the swan song of Halo games. Bring the right equipment, have a fun time. Bring the wrong equipment, want to punch yourself in the eye. There's a little rhyme for you. But no, it can be that bad. Get in a spot with bad equipment and, wow, turns a simple game into something significantly worse. But this is the final areas of the game. We're going to be moving through these very interesting looking environments, which are generally just arenas. It's move forward, kill a bunch of guys, go through a portal. Move forward, kill a bunch of guys, go through a portal. It's pretty much Turok 2 at this point. Not necessarily a bad thing, but definitely not as imaginary as it could have been. But here's a couple of dogs, just in case you were missing them. And there is a defending moment where you have to kill a lot of dogs coming up. And on paper, it seems like it should probably be a difficult section, but it's not. And I'm really grateful that it's not, because I can't be doing with that kind of bullshit. But all the Hammer Time fans will be glad to know that this is the level that you can pick up is it the Gravity Hammer it's called? A really fun weapon that the Brutes used to use on the older games. Here's one for all you Halo, like, fiction fans. I realised that elites, didn't they turn into the heretics in like Halo 2 because of the Arbiter and all that good stuff, and they stopped being part of the Covenant, thus why you didn't see them in 3 and all that good stuff. Then it was pretty much just exclusively Brutes. But at this moment in time, like, have the Brutes been retired? Have the Brutes all, gone to form the Allegiance that becomes the Planet of the Apes? What have the brutes done? I don't get it. Are they on some chat show somewhere? Are they, entertaining Ricky Lake? I can't really remember why the brutes aren't here, because Reach took place before the other games. Obviously, the fall of Reach, the fall of the Spartans and all that shit. Maybe there was just too much brutes in the last 2 games. They decided to retire them for a while. But if anybody's got some good suggestions, please feel free to share them, and I will consider myself educated. Ooh, binary rifle, always useful to have. This moment here, you're going to either want to always have a secondary binary rifle or an obliteration weapon. That guy just there, you can tell by his armour, he's going to be firing the obliteration gun at me. If that hits you on legendary, it's game over. But at the same time, when he drops it, you can use it. And at this point, it's literally a pretty linear sequence of events that revolves around killing knights and nothing but knights. So having the firepower to take them out in one shot is a blessing in disguise. So you want to definitely pick up that gun. Kind of wish Halo had more than 2 weapon slots. This is the future. This is a giant dude in armour. Why the fuck can he only carry 2 guns when a scrubber in Resistance who's wearing a denim jacket and like a comb over can carry 9 bazillion guns?
What about the didact?
I can't hide much longer. I'll try to move you to the composer again.
But this is a stockpile. This is a nice little ammo recess. Make sure you pick up something you enjoy and pick up the obliteration gun. If you have 5 shots in it, you've got it at max. That's pretty much all you need. This guy here you can probably execute, but I didn't get to him quick enough. And he fucks off for some reason. I think he saw a wasp or something. But he's off. And it's back to Halo 101. And this video's coming pretty close to an end, so I'm going to start talking about a topic which a lot of Halo fans are going to hate me for. But I can't help it, guys. It's on my mind. And that's Black Ops 2. Because it comes out in 5 days, and I am really excited for it. I am, and I realise that at this point there's a lot of, people who have no patience for Call of Duty whatsoever, but I'm not one of those people. I'm kind of like the abused spouse that still thinks he loves me, and every night he beats me up, but he does it through love, so it's okay. And that is literally the relationship I have with that game. I want better for it, but I know it'll probably never get better, because it's just too comfortable right now. And I've been watching a bunch of videos on YouTube because apparently a bunch of people who got the leaked version of the game or downloaded it or whatever's happened, retailers breaking Street Day, all that stuff, they're already posting gameplays, and some of them are quite good quality. And apparently they can be up for a couple of hours before they pull them down. So earlier on I mentioned I'd watched some zombie footage. Well, now I've seen a lot more combat training footage. And one thing I will say is the people playing this game, I hate to use the word noob or newbie or new player or scrub or any of the terms that people have for, like, even casual. I hate calling people casual. Casual is an insult to somebody playing games. It really is, because there's nothing worse than somebody mocking your commitment to something. And if you hold gaming in high esteem like I do, there's nothing worse than being called that. There really isn't. And a lot of the times it doesn't really bug me, but if it's in relation to something I care about, it pisses me off to high heaven. But these people playing on this game, on the footage that's on YouTube at the moment, they can't play the game that much. Or either that, or they're just really not, cognitively gifted when it comes to their ability on the sticks. They don't have the muscle memory, they don't have the twitch reflex. They're pretty bad. And they're posting ridiculous scores because they're fighting against, regular bots using kill streaks and all that good stuff and destroying them. And I really don't get it. And this is somebody who's put over 6 days in combat training. And I like smashing bots as good as anybody else, but the things you've got to bear in mind here is they're putting gameplay up on YouTube. They're saying, leave a like and subscribe and we'll put up more pre-release Black Ops 2 footage. So they obviously want to build some kind of channel. They want to get, a bit of buzz around their channel because they've got gameplay no one else has. But why are they using weapons we've already seen? Why are they using setups that are the exact same in every video? I don't get it. And I'm going to explain more in the next video. So thanks for watching, and you take care now.